It really is amazing, isn't it, when we reflect on how much God has done for us and given us. I don't know if you've ever thought about your salvation. If you're a Christian and you becoming a Christian, I mean, how much of that is God's work and how much is yours? Because, of course, God's so great, amazing, isn't he? I mean, he must have done more than half of it, do you think? Secured your salvation? Well, let's see in today's verse. We get a bit of a clue. We're in Ephesians chapter 2, and it's verse 5. It's just a continuation, this sentence from the verse before that described God's great love, and because he was rich in mercy, and it goes on, verse 5, made us alive with Christ even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved. So how much of our salvation, being saved, is to do with us and is to do with God? What are the percentages? It's incredibly clear there, isn't it? It's 100% God's work. Because God saved you and me. Do you see, Christian? When we were what? When we were thinking about putting our trust in him, when we were nearly there, when he just had to push us over the line, when we were dead. So it's not even saying when we were far from God, or when we were a long, long way. When we were dead. When God was dead to us. And yet in his mercy and in his grace he came. We heard about mercy yesterday. We've heard about grace today. That's why we were saved, how we were saved. Mercy yesterday. We haven't got, praise God, what we deserve. That's mercy. Today, grace is first mentioned, and it'll be mentioned more again in the next couple of verses. Grace is getting what we don't deserve. All those good things. Getting good gifts, wonderful gifts. See, salvation is all of God. This is the most humbling thing in the world, but this is certainly not a crushing thing. It's a humbling thing that lifts us to the heights of absolute mountaintop praise. That he's done everything for us. That there's nothing you and I could ever do to secure our salvation, because he has done it all by his mercy and by his grace. Praise his name.